Chicago teacher strike has entered its third day. Negotiations are continuing, but the Chicago Teachers Union says it's not willing to compromise on compensation, job security, and classroom conditions. Thousands of people flooded into downtown Chicago for the second straight day on Tuesday to show their support for the striking teachers, wearing red, white, and blue union t-shirts. As negotiations continue, officials with Chicago Public Schools maintain that the two sides are close to an agreement. Chicago Teachers Union President Karen Lewis says negotiations are deadlocked over what she describes as flawed policies that link teacher evaluations to standardized test scores, something that has broad bipartisan support.
Well, when I left, we were talking about evaluation, and they seem to not understand our issues. That really needs to be changed. It just needs to be changed. We need to change this whole process. For people that don't know anything about education, it's very easy to try to reduce people to a metric. And unfortunately, we need an evaluation that actually provides us with feedback so people can improve. But we cannot be held accountable for things that are out of our control. So that's a problem we will always have.
And a lot's been made out of the Democrat stance right now. No major Democratic figure coming out in support of CTU.
Well, the Democrats and the Republicans have the whole education reform, quote unquote, piece in something as a nonpartisan issue for them.
Among the union supporters is 17-year-old Social Justice High senior Karen Canales.
I'm here today mainly because when CPS did some drastic changes to our school and our classes, we as students protested and fought back, and the teachers showed their support with us, and I'm here to support them, but not only because they want a fair pay, but they want to fight for our classrooms, and that's why I'm here, because I'm part of a classroom.
Also attending the rally was Canales' English teacher, Angela Sangha. She says the citywide teacher strike is partially motivated by growing frustration about the lack of student, teacher, and parental input, something that she's experienced at Social Justice High.
And I think if we had the kinds of accountability for what decisions principals can make in terms of the learning environment of students, that we wouldn't need to, that our union wouldn't need to fight the way it is fighting. That right now, the power that the principal has is really unchecked. And I think that if we have a contract that really outlines what specifically our students deserve and the kinds of environment that teachers and staff and kids and parents can be in and really function, that's what this fight is about.
Sangha was recently laid off by the school. It all started in early August when school officials fired Social Justice High's principal, Kathy Farr, who was chosen in February by a local school council. The new principal immediately changed the student schedule and canceled several advanced placement classes. She also fired another longtime teacher, Katie Hogan. School officials cited financial reasons and did not provide further explanation.
After Katie and I were fired, it was very clear that this fight would have to take place with the community and students.
Students, including Karen Canales, responded swiftly, organizing direct actions and sit-ins.
Yeah, it was throughout a whole week. We were striking, and then finally on the Friday of that week, we did a march that we got a lot of support from the community members.
Parents also protested, filling meeting rooms and petitioning the principal. The teachers' union threatened the city with legal action. The actions forced officials to reinstate teachers Sangha and Logan, along with the advanced placement classes. But the school community also wants the principal they chose, Kathy Farr, to get her job back. Among the parents taking action is Patricia Buenestro. In 2001, she and a dozen other community members carried out a 19-day hunger strike to demand that money allocated to build a school in the low-income Mexican-American neighborhood of Little Village be accounted for and the school be built. She's been highly involved in Social Justice High since it was created in 2005 and serves on the school's alternative local school council.
The fact that here we are still fighting 11 years, to me, means that one, that this community, we have to continue fighting, right? At neighboring Pilsen, moms fought for a library. It's a horrible state of affairs if we have to always fight for basic things. And to me, this is why the teacher strike is so significant and it's so powerful, because the teachers are taking on the conditions of the school. They're standing up to Emmanuel. They're standing up to the powers, in City Hall, and saying that, we can't take it. We can't take it anymore. And so we have to take it to the streets in order to fight for our schools.
The attack at Sojo is, in a sense, very similar to the attack on the teachers' movement.
Rico Gutstein is a professor of education at the University of Illinois at Chicago and was on the design team of Social Justice High.
What's happened in Sojo is an attack on the community, which is also an attack on the teachers. They fired teachers. It's an attack on the students. It's an attack on the parents as well. What we see here is a teachers' union that is fighting for the unity of community, students, parents, teachers, and the union itself in a new day and a new possibility in Chicago.
Contract negotiations are expected to continue. If no agreement is reached, teachers will be back on the picket lines tomorrow. Reporting for FSRN and The Real News, this is Jessel Noor in Chicago.